Imagine a Hollywood party, sparkling glasses, a perfect atmosphere, carefully rehearsed shots for Instagram, and a sudden scandal that goes viral across the internet. This is how the story of a 4-second Meghan Markle story began, which at first glance seemed like a harmless post, but ultimately turned into a disaster for her image. It would seem that just a couple of glasses of wine and a game of mahjong with friends, what could go wrong? But it is in this detail that lies what is already being called one of the most humiliating failures of her Hollywood career. And believe me, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Imagine you're launching your own brand of elite wine and then throwing the perfect party to introduce it to the public. But no one at your table is actually drinking it. This is exactly what happened to Meghan Markle, and the internet is simply going crazy. On Monday evening, September 29th, Meghan posted a 4-second Instagram story from her mahjong party with friends. Sweet folk music played in the background, the tiles were perfectly arranged on the table, and the wine glasses caught the light. This was supposed to be the perfect promotional moment for her brand American Riviera Orchard, which she launched earlier this year with huge fanfare. But here's the catch: her wine was nowhere to be found. Not a single bottle. The glasses were filled with red wine from some mysterious vineyard and other random drinks, but Meghan's own product was completely absent from her own party. Just think about that for a second. This is the same woman who, just a few days before, reposted Serena Williams unboxing her rosé for her birthday. The same woman who flooded Instagram with perfectly curated shots of her brand. The same woman who dedicated an entire Netflix episode to playing mahjong, calling it a backdrop for the development of friendship. She positioned this game as her special ritual of communication with her closest friends, the perfect intimate setting for her exquisite wine. And when she finally organized just such a scenario in real life, her friends drank literally anything but her wine. The internet immediately noticed this. Eagle-eyed fans began to disassemble the 4-second clip frame by frame, zooming in on bottles of wine that definitely didn't belong to her, and questioning everything that was happening at the meeting. Reddit exploded with theories. Was it even a real company of friends, or just employees posing for content? Did her real friends refuse to drink her wine? Is the product so bad that even her inner circle won't try it? One user perfectly captured the mood, saying, "It looks like a fabricated narrative designed to create the impression that she has close friends." But this is completely untrue, and is just a creation for advertising, and time makes it even worse. This happened immediately after Vanderpump Rules star Stassi Schroeder publicly unfollowed Meghan, furious that she was excluded from these star gift sets, despite the fact that she defended her when no one else did. The pattern is becoming impossible to ignore. Meghan may send expensive bottles to stars for social media posts, but when it comes to her real, intimate circle, they don't buy what she's selling. Literally, cracks in her Hollywood facade are becoming visible, and this mahjong party disaster has exposed them completely. But here's the thing. This humiliation is much deeper than one missing bottle of wine. Let's break down exactly what happened in that infamous Instagram story, because the details make it even worse. Meghan posted a 4-second clip, just a quick overview of her mahjong table to Elizabeth Mitchell's song Little Liza Jane. The camera pans the scene, the tiles are perfectly arranged, the glasses are shining, the whole aesthetic screams of carefully curated perfection. But this is where it gets interesting. Sources analyzing the footage frame by frame confirmed that there were glasses of red wine on the table, plus another mysterious drink that no one can accurately identify. What was definitely not there was Meghan's signature rosé American Riviera Orchard, neither on the table nor in the background. Nowhere in this carefully shot frame. Now here's what makes this so painfully ironic. Meghan is actively promoting this wine brand. We're talking about gift boxes for celebrities, Netflix integration, Instagram campaigns, all of it. She launched American Riviera Orchard as an all-encompassing lifestyle brand, offering everything from pancake mixes to confectionery sprinkles. But rosé was supposed to be the jewel. An exquisite centerpiece that would scream Duchess turned tycoon and be perfect for an evening of mahjong with friends. This is literally the perfect scenario for rosé. It's intimate. It's exquisite. It's exactly the atmosphere she was trying to sell. But instead of using this golden opportunity, Meghan posted footage that essentially screams, "My own friends don't drink my product." Think about the image. Every brand expert will tell you that sincere integration is everything. When celebrities really believe in their products, they live them. They use them constantly. They include them naturally. They make them a part of their real life, not just advertising content. Meghan had the opportunity to do just that, show how her wine is enjoyed in the very context in which she promotes it, and she missed it spectacularly. Insiders from the palace are whispering that it wasn't just an oversight. You don't launch a wine brand, shoot content for Instagram, and accidentally forget to include your own product unless something else is going on. Either the wine really isn't good enough by her own standards, or her friends actively didn't want it there, or the whole meeting was so staged that whoever organized it didn't get the right instructions on the props. None of these options look good. Reddit users immediately began speculating that Meghan may have even been drunk when she posted this, not realizing how bad it would look, but the damage was done, and the questions were just beginning, because this was not happening in a vacuum. Let's talk about the American Riviera orchard empire that Meghan has been desperately trying to build, because understanding the brand makes this failure even more painful. This isn't some small side project she's working on. American Riviera Orchard is connected to a huge partnership with Netflix, positioning Meghan as a lifestyle guru who could teach America to live elegantly and authentically. The brand includes everything from kitchen utensils to entertainment accessories, but Napa Valley Rosé was supposed to be the flagship product, something that screams sophistication and success. Meghan didn't just quietly release this wine and hope for the best. She went full force with a celebrity gifting strategy that would make any PR team proud. Wooden boxes filled with bottles of rosé, carefully packaged and sent to every big name in her contact list. Serena Williams received one for her 44th birthday and dutifully posted an unboxing on Instagram. Kris Jenner received her package. Dozens of celebrities are rumored to have received these gift boxes, all perfectly timed to create maximum buzz on social media, and it worked, at least initially. Posts were appearing. Engagement metrics looked good, and Meghan could cite all of these celebrity endorsements as proof that her brand was gaining traction. But here's the brutal truth that this mahjong party revealed. It's easy to get celebrities to post a thank you for a free gift. Getting your real friends to choose your product when they're not paid and they're not performing for content. That's the real test, and Meghan apparently failed it spectacularly. Industry insiders are already analyzing what this means for the future of the brand. If your own inner circle won't serve your wine at a private event, why would ordinary consumers buy it? The whole appeal of celebrity lifestyle brands is the fantasy that you're buying a part of their real life, their real choices, their sincere preferences. Meghan has built her entire American Riviera Orchard marketing around authenticity. The show on Netflix showed her cooking with friends, hosting receptions, creating these perfect moments of connection and joy. She positioned herself as someone who genuinely lives this elevated lifestyle and wants to share it with the world. But when the cameras aren't filming for Netflix, when it's just a quick Instagram story from a real night with real friends, suddenly her own products are nowhere to be seen. Sources close to the situation report that people in Hollywood are beginning to question everything about Meghan's brand. Is any of it real? Does she even use these products herself? Or is it all just another carefully constructed presentation, and this mahjong party just gave everyone the answer? The timing of this disaster makes everything even more painful. Just 3 days before Meghan posted these awkward mahjong party shots, Serena Williams was doing exactly what Meghan needed, providing her brand with the celebrity endorsement of dreams. On September 26th, Serena celebrated her 44th birthday and shared an Instagram story unboxing an American Riviera Orchard gift set from Meghan. The wooden box looked expensive, the bottles sparkled in perfect lighting, and Serena played her part perfectly. She showcased the rosé with seemingly sincere enthusiasm, providing Meghan with the kind of advertising that money can't buy. Or can it? Because here's where things get messy. Meghan immediately reposted Serena's content, basking in this association with one of the greatest athletes of all time. The image was perfect. A tennis legend turned business mogul endorses a duchess turned entrepreneur. It was the kind of mutually beneficial star friendship that Instagram was made for. But now, looking back on that moment through the prism of what happened just 72 hours later, it all feels empty. Serena wrote about the wine because she received an expensive gift. It's transactional. It's business. But Meghan's own friends at her own party, the people who are supposedly in her real inner circle, chose a different wine. Think about that contrast. Meghan can get A-listers to run advertising campaigns for free gifts, but she can't get her real friends to drink her wine at an intimate gathering. One is a business relationship disguised as friendship. The other is supposedly sincere friendship that obviously doesn't support her business. Sources are speculating about what this reveals about Meghan's entire social strategy in Hollywood. Has she been so focused on attracting big names for advertising value that she has neglected real relationships? Are the people at the mahjong table even real friends? Or are they just acquaintances who came for content creation? Reddit users were ruthless in their analysis. One comment that gained widespread traction suggested that these may be employees, not friends. People who are obligated to appear in Meghan's Instagram narrative, but are not really close enough to care about promoting her brand. Another noted that real friends would naturally take the hostess's wine, especially if it was right in front of them, and especially if they knew she was building a business around it. The fact that they didn't says a lot, whispers from Hollywood, indicate that Meghan's relationships are becoming increasingly transactional, built on what people can do for her image, rather than sincere connection. And this mahjong party just proved it in the most humiliating way. While Meghan was posting the party shots without wine, the internet was already tearing her apart in real time. The subreddit St. Meghan Markle, a community known for its critical analysis of everything Meghan does, exploded with theories in a matter of hours. A post titled, "Meghan's latest story doesn't make sense," garnered hundreds of comments, each more scathing than the last. These were not just casual observers. These were people who had been following Meghan's every move for years, and they immediately noticed the inconsistencies. One user perfectly captured the general mood, writing that it all seems like a fabricated narrative designed to create the impression that she has a close-knit group of friends and enjoys meaningful moments with them. However, this is completely untrue and is just a creation for advertising purposes. The comment received huge support, with dozens of people agreeing that nothing about this mahjong party felt authentic. The camera work was too deliberate, the aesthetics too curated, the whole atmosphere screamed of presentation, not sincere friendship. But the theories became even more brutal. Another user suggested that it may not be a meeting of friends at all, but rather a mandatory gathering of employees, not friends, although it is as close to friends as she has. Think about how devastating this accusation is. The thought that Meghan has to pay people to appear for her content creation, that her inner circle are actually just employees playing a role. If this is true, it explains why no one bothered to serve her wine. Employees are not interested in making her brand look good beyond their job duties. Real friends would naturally support each other's businesses. The most shocking comment suggested that Meghan may have been drunk when she posted the story, not realizing how bad it would look. The user noted that the camera work seemed shaky and unfocused. The caption was minimal, and it all had some kind of rushed quality, as if she wasn't thinking clearly about what she was actually showing. If Meghan had been sober and strategic, she would certainly have noticed that her own wine was missing from the footage she was about to share with millions of followers. This Reddit community is rumored to have been right about Meghan more often than ever. They predicted the breakup with Stassi Schroeder before it happened. They pointed to inconsistencies in her show on Netflix that were ignored by the mainstream media, and now they say that this mahjong party proves what they've suspected all along. Meghan's whole life is a performance, and she can no longer maintain the illusion. And speaking of the aftermath, let's talk about Stassi Schroeder, because this drama unfolded almost at the same time as Meghan's party disaster. Stassi, the star of Vanderpump Rules, who built her brand on uncompromising honesty, publicly unfollowed Meghan on Instagram and didn't mince words about the reasons. She had Stacey was one of the few defenders of Meghan in Hollywood, speaking up when most celebrities were silent or joining in the criticism. Stacey made videos in her support, left comments on posts, and genuinely stood up for Meghan when it was unpopular or disadvantageous. But when those trendy American Riviera orchard gift baskets started going out to celebrities, Stacey's name was conspicuously absent from the list, and it stung. Reportedly, Stacey literally reached out to Meghan's team through her PR team, essentially asking to be included in the celebrity gifting strategy. Imagine how humiliating it must have been to have to officially request a gift that other celebrities were receiving without even asking. And the response? Radio silence. Meghan was sending bottles to Serena Williams, Kris Jenner, and a host of A-listers, but couldn't spare a thought for the woman who actually publicly defended her. Stacey didn't take the snub quietly. In a video that quickly went viral, she expressed her disappointment with absolute honesty. She pointed out that she had defended Meghan when no one else would. that she had risked her reputation to speak positively about someone the public loved to hate, and for what? To be completely ignored when it came time for Meghan to show appreciation or build relationships with people who actually had her back. The message was clear. Meghan only values relationships that come with a massive social media following or elite status. Everyone else is expendable. Industry insiders suggest this pattern is becoming Meghan's signature move. She courts high-profile names for publicity, ignores the people who genuinely support her, and then wonders why her circle keeps shrinking. Stacey's public unfollowing sent shockwaves through Hollywood because it confirmed what many suspected. Meghan's friendships are transactional, and if you can't offer her something substantial enough, you're not worth her time. The Vanderpump Rules fans, who number in the millions, immediately sided with Stacey. Comments poured in supporting her decision and condemning Meghan's selective relationship building. Sources close to the situation say other celebrities are watching this drama closely, re-evaluating their own associations with Meghan. Because if she can cast aside someone who publicly defended her, what does that say about her loyalty to anyone? Now, let's talk about what this Mahjong party fiasco really means for Meghan's business, because the implications are staggering. Every branding expert will tell you that lifestyle brands live or die on authenticity. When Gwyneth Paltrow sells wellness products, you believe she uses them because she's built an entire empire around that lifestyle. When Martha Stewart recommends cookware, you trust her because she actually cooks with it. The whole appeal is that you're not just buying a product, you're buying a piece of someone's real life, their real choices, their genuine experiences. But Meghan just completely shattered that illusion. If your own friends won't serve your wine at the perfect occasion, what does that say to potential customers? It screams that the product isn't good enough, that even the people in your inner circle don't actually want it, that the whole brand is just another way for a celebrity to make money without any substance. Industry insiders are already whispering about the crisis management nightmare that Meghan's team must be facing right now. How do you explain the fact that the guests at your own party chose any other wine but yours? The image is devastating. Meghan positioned American Riviera Orchard as a refined, sophisticated brand for people who appreciate quality and authenticity. She set premium prices, touted it as Napa Valley excellence, associated it with the image of a duchess with refined taste. But premium brands don't survive moments like this. When your own promotional content accidentally reveals that no one in your life actually uses your product, consumer trust evaporates instantly. Reports are surfacing that American Riviera Orchard sales numbers were already shaky before this incident, and this certainly isn't going to help. Sources close to the business world suggest that investors and partners are starting to ask serious questions. The Netflix deal was supposed to give Meghan credibility and reach. But if the products aren't selling, and the brand continues to generate negative press instead of positive buzz, how long will that partnership last? Rumors are swirling that retail buyers who were considering stocking American Riviera Orchard on their shelves are now backing away, spooked by the bad publicity and questionable market demand. No one wants to fill their shelves with a wine that apparently even the creator's friends won't drink. And here's the brutal truth. This isn't just about one missing bottle at one party. It's about Meghan's entire credibility as a lifestyle brand builder crumbling in real time. Because once people start doubting whether anything is real in her carefully curated lifestyle, they question everything. The products, the friendships, the entire meticulously constructed narrative, and Meghan just gave them every reason to doubt it all. Let's compare Meghan's approach to other celebrity brand launches because the contrast is brutal. When Ryan Reynolds bought Aviation Gin, he didn't just slap his name on it and hope for the best. He lived the brand. Every public appearance, every interview, every social media post somehow incorporated the gin. He seamlessly made it part of his personality, his humor, his actual lifestyle. And you know what? He sold the company for $610 million. That's what happens when consumers believe that you genuinely love and use your own product. Or look at George Clooney with Casamigos tequila. He and his business partners literally created it because they wanted a tequila they actually enjoyed drinking. They tested hundreds of batches, perfected the recipe over years, and only released it when they were genuinely proud of the product. Clooney was photographed drinking it at private dinners, taking it to parties, serving it to friends off camera. The authenticity was undeniable, and the brand was sold for $1 billion. Notice a pattern? Successful celebrity alcohol brands are built on founders who actually consume their own products. Even closer to Meghan's world, look at how Kylie Jenner built her cosmetics empire. Love her or hate her, Kylie constantly wore her own products. Every Instagram post showcased her makeup line. Every public appearance highlighted her limited edition collections. Every paparazzi shot showed her living the brand. She didn't just advertise it, she embodied it. And that authenticity, real or manufactured, translated into billions in sales. Consumers believed that she genuinely used and loved those products because the evidence was everywhere and constant. Now compare all of that to Meghan posting footage of a mahjong party where her own wine is mysteriously absent. The disconnect is massive. Sources in the branding world are calling it a textbook example of how not to launch a celebrity product. You can't build a lifestyle brand if you don't actually live that lifestyle. You can't sell sophistication and authenticity if your own social circle won't touch your product. Whispers from marketing executives suggest that Meghan fundamentally misunderstood the assignment. She thought celebrity gifting and Netflix integration would be enough, that she could skip the part where she actually has to believe in her own products and use them consistently. But the market is smarter. Consumers can smell inauthenticity a mile away, and that mahjong party just confirmed their suspicions. Industry insiders are already predicting that American Riviera Orchard will quietly disappear within the next year. Just another failed celebrity brand that prioritized image over substance. And Meghan will have no one to blame but herself for posting the evidence of her own fakeness. But here's the thing. This mahjong party debacle doesn't happen in isolation. It's part of a much larger pattern of Meghan's failing brand-building efforts. Let's recap her most high-profile marketing missteps because they paint a damning picture. Remember when her Netflix show Harry and Meghan was supposed to introduce her as America's next lifestyle guru? The reviews were brutal. Critics called her inauthentic, overproduced, and completely out of touch. Viewers couldn't relate to a woman preaching simple joys while living in a $14 million Montecito mansion. Then there was the jam incident. Meghan sent out fancy jars of her American Riviera Orchard strawberry jam to celebrities, hoping for some organic social media buzz. Some people posted polite thank yous, but the internet mercilessly mocked her. People pointed out the absurdity of a multimillionaire sending out jam as if she were some homespun housewife. It all felt like Marie Antoinette playing peasant, completely disconnected from how ordinary people live. Sources close to the situation say that even some of the recipients privately scoffed at the gift, wondering why Meghan thought jam would make her relatable. And let's not forget her constantly shifting brand identity. One month she's a feminist activist, the next she's a wellness entrepreneur, then a cooking show host, now a wine mogul. The public can't keep up because there's no consistent through line. Industry insiders are whispering that Meghan is desperately throwing ideas at the wall to see what sticks, but nothing is sticking because none of it feels genuine. Real brand builders have a clear vision and a consistent message. Meghan has chaos and contradictions. Reports are surfacing that even her podcast deal with Spotify ended in disaster, with executives allegedly calling her and Harry not productive enough. The implication was clear. They took the money but didn't deliver the content to justify the massive investment. This is becoming Meghan's reputation in Hollywood. Big promises, splashy launches, and then disappointing execution that leaves partners and consumers feeling conned. The skepticism about whether anything is real in her carefully curated life has reached a tipping point. And that wine-free mahjong party became the perfect symbol of everything that's wrong with Meghan's approach. She's so focused on faking authenticity for Instagram that she's forgotten how to be genuinely authentic. She's so obsessed with celebrity validation that she's ignored genuine relationship building. She's so determined to sell a lifestyle that she doesn't actually live. The cracks are no longer just showing. The entire facade is crumbling, and everyone's watching it happen in real time. So here we are, at the ultimate humiliation that perfectly encapsulates Meghan Markle's Hollywood nightmare. She spent months building this lifestyle brand, curating the perfect image of sophistication and authenticity. She shelled out for celebrity gift baskets, securing Instagram posts from Serena Williams and Kris Jenner. She dedicated an entire Netflix episode to playing mahjong, positioning it as her sacred friendship ritual where bonds are forged over tiles and conversation. She released a premium Napa Valley rosé that was supposed to be the crown jewel of her empire, a product that screamed refined fine taste and Duchess-level elegance. And then came the mahjong party, the moment where this entire carefully constructed narrative was supposed to come together beautifully. The perfect opportunity to showcase her wine being enjoyed in the very context she was advertising it. Natural, authentic, effortless. Instead, she posted 4 seconds of video that exposed a brutal truth. Her own supposed friends didn't bother to open the bottle. They opted for a mysterious red wine from somewhere else. Random beverages that weren't hers. Anything but the product she'd been desperately promoting for months. The image is devastating. The message is clear. Even the people closest to her don't support her brand. It's no longer just about the missing wine. It's about the fragility of Meghan's entire Hollywood existence. Industry insiders are whispering that her connections are superficial, transactional, built on what people can get from associating with the Duchess, not on genuine affection or respect. The falling out with Stacey Schroeder proved that Meghan only values relationships with massive reach. The Reddit community exposed how staged and inauthentic her content feels. And now this mahjong party has confirmed what everyone suspected. No one actually believes in what she's selling, not even her own inner circle. Sources close to the situation say that Meghan's team is in damage control mode, frantically trying to spin the situation. But what can you even say? How do you explain away friends rejecting your product at your own party? The answer is, you can't. This moment will define the trajectory of American Riviera Orchard, and that trajectory is pointing straight down. The brand was already struggling, and this was the death blow because ultimately, lifestyle brands require one thing above all else, belief that the founder genuinely lives and loves what they're selling, and Meghan just proved that she doesn't. So, what do you think? Is this the beginning of the end for Meghan's Hollywood dreams? Or will she somehow be able to recover from this disaster? Sometimes Meghan makes mistakes so big that you don't know whether to laugh or cry. In August, the second part of her show Harry and Meghan was released. In the 3rd episode, Meghan Markle shared with her guest Tan France that Prince Harry was the first to say the L word, confessed his love, and it happened on their 3rd date when Harry invited her to go on vacation with him to Botswana in 2016. Prince Harry, in his memoirs Spare, which many believe he wrote under the dictation of his wife, said that yes, he was the first to confess his love to Meghan, but it happened in September 2017 in Nottingham Cottage. Meg came to London in September 2017. We were in Not Cot, in the kitchen, cooking dinner. The whole cottage was filled with love, overflowed to the brim. It even seemed to spill out through the open door into the garden, onto the small overgrown patch of land that no one had needed for a long time, but which Meg and I gradually put in order. We raked and mowed, planted and watered, and many evenings we sat there on a blanket, listening to classical music concerts, Donor emerging from the park. I told Meg about the garden on the other side of our wall, my mom's garden, where Willie and I used to play as children. Now it was forever cut off from us, like my memories had been cut off once. "Who does the garden belong to now?" she asked. "It belongs to Princess Markle of Kent, and her Siamese cats. My mom despised those cats." As I inhaled the scent of the garden and thought about this new life, cherished this new life, Meg sat on the other side of the kitchen, dishing Wagamama from boxes into bowls. Without thinking, I blurted out, "I don't know, I had my back to her." I froze mid-sentence, not daring to continue, not daring to turn around. "You just what, Has?" Yes? I love you." I waited for a response. There was no response. Now I heard or felt her coming towards me. I turned around, and there she was, right in front of me. "I love you too, Has." Royal commentator Neil Sean, from, as always, absolutely reliable sources, gleaned some curious information. Firstly, Prince Harry wanted to present his father, the king, with a gift basket of products from Meghan's brand, as ever. However, he was made to understand that it wasn't worth trying, especially trying to bring it with him directly to the meeting with his father. Secondly, Prince Harry did indeed present his father with a photo of his children, but for some reason it was an old one, 2 years old. Thirdly, the photo was presented not just for the sake of it, but with a long-term goal in mind. Harry and Meghan's idea is to see if the king will display this photo on his desk when recording his Christmas message. It is worth remembering that King Charles III does not follow the tradition of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, and has not yet recorded Christmas messages at a desk filled with photos of family members. 2022. King Charles III delivers his first Christmas speech from St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. 2023. King Charles III delivers his second Christmas message from Buckingham Palace against the backdrop of a real Christmas tree decorated with eco-friendly toys. 2024. Charles III recorded the Christmas address in the Fitzrovia Chapel on Pearson Square in London. It used to be part of Middlesex Hospital and is now used as a community space. Nevertheless, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have not lost hope that this year the king will sit at a desk, and would like to see if Charles III will display a photo of their children, and if so, in what disposition. Neil Sean explained, Harry and Meghan are currently living in what-if mode, and are, as they say, throwing spaghetti at the wall, hoping that at least one strand will stick. Neil Sean added, Prince Harry had hoped that during their meeting on September 10th at Clarence House, his father would invite him and his family to spend Christmas in Sandringham, but no invitation was forthcoming. However, it is known that Prince William has already confirmed that he, Catherine, and the children will be in Sandringham for Christmas.